Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to Women Empowering Women Now. This is our membership community. Today we are doing our masterclass, which is our Instagram 101. We had some difficulties before, but we are here again. We are recording because it's just an easier way to do that. However, if you do have questions, we will be able to have a Q&A, possibly a live Q&A for you guys, but you guys know that Kina B is in the group. She's part of the Trailblazer, so you can reach out to her anytime. And who is assisting Kina B today is Jay Black. And Jay must be the expert on Instagram because she is going to take us into this training. So take it away, Jay. Thank you. And if you could please just introduce yourself first, and then we can get into the training.
Sure. And I love slides. I cannot not do things without slides. So it's just that background in me and I love teaching. So this is right up my alley. So I am going to share and I'm going to use one of the slides to kind of introduce myself, Doreen. So today, like Doreen said, we're going to be, and that is not the screen that I wanted to share. This is the screen that I wanted to share. We're going to be talking about Instagram, your business, and you. And like Doreen said, I am Jay Black. I am the owner of Jay Black & Co., where I am the head business strategist and business and sales funnels coach. So a little bit about me. I have been in the game of uh, business, service, support, coaching for about 13 plus years. And I've helped various business owners, primarily coaches and consultants, build 6 and 7 figure businesses and sustain them. And so, one of the things that I'm really passionate about is about business building, marketing, and business and sales funnels. So, a part of that marketing is Instagram, because you have to get people to your product, to your landing page, to your website, whatever it is. So, Instagram is one of the vehicles that you use in order to drive people there. So, since I love funnels and marketing and all things around that, that also makes me a product and app and funnels junkie. I am not going to shame myself by telling you how many products and apps I have and how many tabs I have open on any given day, um, because then you will like look at me and shake your head. And so I'm going to leave that alone. And I do all of this from my home, of course, in Charlotte, North Carolina. And this is like one of the times where I am not going to have music blaring in my office, because any given day, if I'm not on a client call, there's music going on. It's one of those loves that I have. So, what we're going to talk about today, before we get into all the aspects of Instagram, I didn't want to kind of set you up to just dive right into Instagram. There are some things that I want to set you up to win. And most people, they're just like, okay, let me tell you all the cool stuff that Instagram can do and when to post and when not to post and blah, 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 blah. That's all great and good, but there are some things that you need to know before you get into Instagram and some things you need to know about your business before we start talking about all this other stuff. So I want to kind of like talk about those things for a moment and then we can get into the cool features and the basics of Instagram. So the first thing we're going to talk about are some things that what you need to know about Instagram and your business, how the two are connected, and what you need to know about both of them. And then the second thing is what you need to do before you go on Instagram. Then we can get to the fun stuff, okay? So, if I'm talking too fast, in my head, I'm talking really fast. But like I said, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. So I'm a Southern girl. So we talk really slowly. So in my head, I'll think I'm talking fast. But whenever I hear it back, it's like, oh my God, girl, you talking so slow. So let me know if I am talking too fast. Okay, so the goal of any business, The goal of any business is really simple. It's number one, to fulfill whatever need your audience has while you're able to have some financial gain for yourself. So notice what comes first: fulfilling the needs of your audience. That needs to be your primary um, motivation whenever you are on any platform, is to be of service to someone, to put them before yourself, to put their interests before yours. So the byproduct of doing that is the financial gain, is to be able to, provide your family with all the things that, they want and need, to be able to go to Bali, blah, 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 blah. That's the, like, the byproduct of putting them first. So I want you to keep that in mind whenever you're posting, whenever you're engaging, whenever you're doing anything, whether it's on Instagram, your email list, Facebook, whatever it is. Be of service first, and then all the other gains will come. Okay. So if you want to be really effective on Instagram, you have to be authentic. Your audience is not dumb, they can see through the crap. So you have to be authentic. Show up as yourself. So if your natural self is to be an introvert, be very quiet, and then be that. If your natural personality is, hey girl, how you doing? If that's it, then be that. Don't try to be something that you're not, because your audience can see right through it. And then there's a disconnect, and you're trying to figure out, well, why aren't they viewing my content? Why aren't they showing up for my lives? It's because they see that you're phony. So cut the crap, be yourself. And then you need to be clear on what you're talking about, who you're talking to. And we're going to get into that in just a little bit. But you need to be very clear about who you are, what you do, who you serve, what you offer. All of that needs to be clear from the gate. If you have questions about it, if it's not clear, then go ahead, work it out, because your audience can be sitting there like, okay, so you're talking to me, I like it. Okay, so what do you do? If that's all muddy and unclear, they're not going to move. They're not going to do anything. So you're going to be frustrated about that and think that it has something to do with what you're posting, but it's your message isn't clear. Then you need to be consistent. The algorithm, it doesn't matter what it changes to, whether it likes videos or posts or whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as you are consistent, then you prove yourself to be a reliable account. And Facebook, no matter what it does or how it changes, they like people who are reliable. So if you're posting like 12 times a day to this week, and then next week you go completely silent, and then the next week you're posting 5 times, Instagram is like, okay, she's just playing around. So next, and then you won't get a lot of people to see your posts. The fourth thing is that you need to be relationship oriented. So you want to connect with people. You want to engage with your audience. You want to, have conversations and have intriguing posts and things like that, because you want to develop a relationship. Contrary to popular belief, it is not about the clicks. It is not about how many people view this. It's about how many people engage, how many people want to have a relationship, a dialogue with you. Doesn't matter what you post, as long as there is engagement and conversation and intrigue and things like that going on with your account, Instagram will love you, and your audience, most importantly, will love you. Okay? So, what do you need to know about Instagram and your business? Let's check out. So, I am a stats person. So, stats is where, you can't fudge numbers. You can't, well, you can. That's how illegal stuff go down. But the truth is in the numbers. Okay? Let's talk about the truth in the numbers. Just last year, during the pandemic, there are 4 million businesses that were started. 4 million new businesses. were formed last year during a pandemic, during quarantine. That's what happened. And then on top of that, there are over 200 million business accounts on Instagram. We're not talking about personal accounts. We're not talking about the creative accounts that are there. We're talking about business accounts. Okay, so then the question comes, okay, so there are over 1 billion with a B people who use Instagram every day. They're on it about 30 minutes every day. I meant 1 billion that use it a month, but they're spending about 30 minutes every day on Instagram. And about 80% of those users are researching for products and services. Yeah, so they're looking for you. And of that, 500 million use IG stories every day. So if you want to get in front of your audience, it is possible. But you have to figure out how you can stand out and attract more leads and clients. You know people are on there. But like I said, there are millions and billions of businesses that are on Instagram. How can you stand out? So before you go live on Instagram, there's some things you need to do. So you need to complete the Who method. The Who method is what I developed whenever I was working with my clients. I kept asking the same question over and over and over and over again. And once I get my clients to tell me the answers, then we were able to create marketing strategies, funnel building strategies, business building strategies that were able to not only hit our goals, but surpass our goals. And then whenever it was time to remix it and do it again, we were able to hit our goals and do it, and surpass our goals the next time and build sustainable businesses once they were able to answer these questions. So the who is the who, what, when, where, why, how, and objective. Okay, so the who, what, when, where, why, how, and objective of anything. If you can answer these questions, and I'm not talking about the superficial answers, I'm talking about really dig deep and answer these questions, then you can set yourself up for success. Okay? So before you go on Instagram, you need to answer who. Who are you talking to? And I'm not talking about, okay, I'm talking about, Becky who lives in Miami and she's like between 35 and 55 and she has like 1 cat, 1 dog, and she has, like 3 kids. That's great. But what does that mean? If Becky is living in Miami, did she grow up in Miami? Did she move to Miami? Where did she move from? Did she move from a small town? Okay, so she has small town values. If she has 3 kids, then what are the ages of the kids? Are they in elementary school? Are they newborns? Did she have triplets? Did she have infertility issues? And that's how she got her 3, because she went through like 12 rounds of IVF. Or dig into that, because whenever you're creating the content and she's scrolling on Instagram, she's like, oh, wow, you're talking to me. Oh, wow. Oh, how did you know that about me? And she's stopping and wanting to engage. Whenever you're posting questions and contents and things like that, then it's something that relates to her, something that she cares about. Okay, so before you start posting a whole bunch of stuff, you really need to know who Becky is, right? Then what are you going to say to them? So again, going back to that content, are you going to talk about the infertility? Are you going to talk about, teaching kids during quarantine? Are you talking about health and hygienics or whatever it is? What are you talking about? That's something that she cares about, not what you care about, but what she cares about. When are you going to post? Now this is, okay, I'm going to have something to say here about posting. And it may, contradict what you may find out in the world about posting. if if an app or some company tells you, okay, or even one of the gurus, they tell you, okay, the best time to post Monday through Friday is at 9:31 a.m. Okay, so if Becky has 3 kids and her kids are still at home and they are, under the ages of 5, at 9:31 in the morning, does she have time to go on Instagram? No. So why are you listening to someone who has absolutely no idea who your audience is? You need to do the research. You need to figure out when is Becky on Instagram, and you need to post during that time. That's what you need to figure out. So the when is a part of that market research that you have to do. Where on Instagram are you going to be posting? Is it on the feed or the post? Is it in Instagram stories? We said how many people are every day in the Instagram stories. So why are we focusing on a pretty feed if nobody is looking in that and everybody is hanging out in the stories? I mean, let's think about it, ladies. So think about, where are you going to post? Do you need to do lives? You can do lives and it'll post to Instagram TV. We'll talk about that in just a second. And you can also put it in your stories. So where do you need to post on Instagram? You need to figure that out, because that's going to let you know what type of content you need to be generating. Then the why. Why should they trust you? What makes you the expert? What makes you the go to person? Is it your years of experience? Is it that you have a degree in something? Is it that you just have great common sense? What is it that makes you the person that they need to listen to out of all the other people who may be in their ear or they may be following? Figure that out. Then how? How will they work with you? Because as you're sitting up there, like, okay, everyone, so make sure you click the link in the bio. I mean, you've heard that, right? Okay, the link in the bio is going where? You have to figure that out. Is that going to a landing page? Is that going to your website? Is that going to a product page? Where are you going to take them? Because if you don't figure out the next steps, they're like, oh, she's good. I like her. I just don't know how to work with her. I don't. Okay, so how do I get in touch with her? Do I get in her DMs? Do I post on her post, or do I comment? What do I do? You need to have an answer ready for them to let them know what the next action is. And then your objective. Let me tell you something. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, you are going to get overwhelmed, stressed out. There are going to be moments when you're just like, "Ugh, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm generating all this content and I'm just getting this much back." You're going to feel unmotivated. It's going to happen. Like I said, 13 years in business, I have gone through 2 recessions, uh, you know, so many ebbs and flows in business. I cannot tell you how many conversations I either had with myself, with my business coaches, with my family, and I can't do this anymore. Once you're clear on your objective, why are you in business? What is the vision? Why are you there showing up every day on Instagram? If you are not clear on those things, then you are going to be easily pulled in the current and washed away to sea, because you're going to get lost, you're going to get discouraged, and you might lose your zeal and be one of the ones who give up. And we don't want that for you. So be clear on your objective. If you have to have a sticky note every day on your computer and say, this is why I'm consistently showing up, then look at it, read it, make it a mantra or whatever you got to do, so that you can keep yourself going. Okay, so have the who method down pat whenever you going live on Instagram prior to you doing anything on Instagram, doing any type of marketing strategy or what have you on Instagram. Okay, so so the next thing is going to be now the cool features. I know everyone is kind of excited about that. So I am going to actually stop sharing here and I'm going to start sharing on my phone. So hopefully coming there is
Doreen, you'll get a kick out of this.
if I can get it to work because there's a storm and things are not showing up right now. Sorry about this, guys. Seems like something is going on here. Oh, ha ha ha. That's why. Hold on. Here we go. Um, there we go. It's trying to share. Here we go. Okay. So here is one of my businesses I just started. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that you are able to do here on Instagram. Here is where you would open up to, and this is would be the feed that you will have whenever you post any type of videos, um, regular post, IG posts, and things of that nature. Whenever you go to your home, you'll have up here at the top, and I'm going to slide, these are all of your stories. And you see right there where it says your story on the top left hand corner under the Instagram logo. That's where you can start. You can press that and you can start doing your stories. So here, hi, you can start doing your stories there. Okay. And then this is your general feed. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, that's your general feed. So if you post here, it will show up in someone's feed here. Okay, so already there are two features that I went ahead and showed you. There's your regular posts that you can post here, and it's your Instagram stories. Okay, so there are also some other features that are available. There will be Instagram Live where you can do a live video, and then there is IGTV. IGTV was kind of patterned after Instagram can have its own quote unquote television station. So you can tune into mine or Kina's, or here you have Angie, you have Jerisha. You can tune into other people's quote unquote television stations and catch different shows that they would put on. So these shows would be various videos that are longer than 1 minute because Instagram in its feed, so right here on this post, it will only hold a video that's up to 1 minute long. Now you can create what is called a carousel. That's what Jerisha has here. This is a carousel of photos, okay, where you can scroll from left to right and see different posts that she created or different images that she put together in this one post, okay? However, if this one image was a video, it could only be 1 minute long. With Instagram or IGTV, if you have a video for, I think it's up to an hour, you can have an IG uh, live or IGTV post that will be there for an hour long show, so to speak. So I'm going to go to another account where I do have IGTV, and here I have various IGTV episodes where it's I don't do the whole hour thing. I mean, who can talk for an hour about something? It's like, good gracious, I don't have that attention span. So I'm not going to talk your head off for an hour, but you can do that. You can have up to an hour here in an episode, so to speak, on IGTV. Now, there's something else that people have, which is called Reels. Reels is IG or Instagram's version of TikTok videos. I'm not going to go into that because that's really advanced. That takes a lot of editing to do. Um, and if you're going to incorporate that in your strategy, I would say you would need to already have a funnel together. And a funnel, really, how I define it, is a series of actions or a process that moves your audience from one place to another. And the sole purpose of it is to move them from being obscure people in your audience or in your tribe to being or becoming your prospect, your leads, or your clients. Okay, so it moves them through a process to convert them to that. If you don't have that already in place, then don't do Reels, because you're going to, Reels is set up for you to quote unquote go viral, right? And get a lot of people coming to your Instagram page and to do all that. But again, if you don't have a follow up action to capture, to ride that exposure, then what's the point? What are we doing here? Okay, so you need to be clear on that, have your next steps kind of mapped out, have those things ready to go, and then go into doing Reels. That would be what I would suggest. um, so I'm not going to go into Reels right now, but I do think to establish your credibility, you will want to do Instagram stories. And if you see here in this top left corner or any of them, it says IG Live Replay. So if you go live, you can, after you finished, it will ask you, do you want to save this to IGTV? Do you want to download the video? What do you want to do? So whenever you do that, you can save it to your IGTV. So let's play around with that just for a little bit. So I'm going to go back to this account and we're going to go here. I'm going to say we're going to go live and you all get to see. And here at the bottom, we have filters so you can see all the craziness. Ugh. So we're going to keep, that's cute. Hi, y'all. Okay, so we're going to choose this filter and we're going to go live. So I chose a filter. Here, if you saw the hamburger menu on the left-hand side, I click that, and then you can put the title. And so I'm gonna say just playing. Yeah, just playing. So that's the title. And so we're going to now push that center button right under the 435. It's going to check my connection, and now I am live. So people who are following me, they receive the notice that, hey, Jay's going live. So you see the title up there at the top, just playing. Here I can turn the camera around. I can add additional things down here at the bottom. So I have all of these options that become available for me now that I'm going live, okay? Also, my audience, if I want to bring in someone like me and Kina or me and Doreen, we're going to do a live together. I can do that. Again, that's a little bit more advanced, but here I would suggest for you, since I'm having a poor connection, I'm going to stop it. But for you, since you're establishing your credibility, I would suggest that it just be you for right now, because your audience needs to see you, what kind of content you are preparing, how can you stand on this platform by yourself, okay? So once you're finished, you're going to tap the X that's right beside live. And are you sure you want to end this video? I'm going to say end now. And do you see the options that become available? I can share it to my IGTV. I can download the video, or I can delete the video. If I click to share to IGTV, I have the option to pick a thumbnail that I want to choose. And I don't see one that I like. So I can pick something for my camera roll. And so I picked that one. See? And then I can go to next, and I'm going to say showing a community Instagram. Okay. If I had a series, I can add it to that. And then you see at the bottom where it says post a preview, I can post a preview of this onto my IG, onto my feed, where people can scroll through and see a portion of my IGTV video or this live. And hopefully that will be enough to intrigue them. And then they'll be wanting to, willing to watch the rest of it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go all the way back out of here, and I'm going to say delete the video. So let's talk about why you would want to download the video. Because you will want to repurpose. You can set it up in your settings to automatically save onto your camera roll. Any videos that any posts or any IG stories that you do, it'll automatically post and download onto your camera roll. But again, the sole purpose of that, plus, you want to keep it, but you want to repurpose your content. So you don't have to keep doing double the work or anything like that, okay? So if you want to post something, so if you see that you're like, okay, Jay, I want to post onto my IG feed. How do I do that? Well, there's a couple of things. We can go back here to the top, and you see at the bottom where you can post, you can do reels, you can go live like we just did. You can post a story. You can do anything you want to here. So if I want to post here, I got a rash. That's what that is. So I was taking a picture for my doctor. So you all won't be like, what in the world is she doing? Okay, so I can click here and put a post that I want. So let's say I want to do that one. I can do that, and I can do whatever caption I want. This is just a test. And then I can do whatever hashtag testing. If I want to, I can choose my location. Don't create a promotion. Since I have other accounts connected, it'll ask me if I want to post this post on other accounts. If I want to post on Facebook, if my Facebook is connected or my Twitter account is connected, it'll give you those other options. But again, since I do a whole bunch of stuff, it's giving me all these options. So if you don't see it on your Instagram account, don't worry. Don't say, okay, Jay, I don't see this. Don't worry. It's just because I have other accounts connected. But you have you have the majority of these options, and then you can click on share, and it will share this to your Facebook posts feed. Okay, so I'm going to discard that. I'm going to discard all this, and if I was to post that, it will end up here. Okay, so we talked about Instagram posting here. We talked about IG stories. We talked about IGTV. We talked about IG live. So all of these can work in combination with each other. You could do one or the other. Just don't overwhelm yourself. Start off with one. If you're going to start off with one, start off with posting, because people are going to come to your post first. Just with anyone, it will take you to this account homepage first. So create a couple of posts first, then move into IG stories, then move into, IG live, then IGTV, and start, adding these different features on their own. So those are the different things that you can do. I would say you have different types of accounts. You have an IG personal account, you have an IG business account, and an IG creative account. Which one should you use? If you're a business, I would not suggest to do a personal account. Keep your personal, unless you are turning into a personal brand. If you are a business and creative, there are some features that will open up for creatives that are not available for businesses, and vice versa. It's all about what you are planning to do with your account, that will and what type of business you have that will let you know which one you should do over the other. But I would suggest to start off with a business account and then work your way into, if you need to change it into a creative account. You can flip flop between either one of those at any time. Once you create one, you're not stuck. You can, later on convert your business account into a creative account, and you do all of that in your settings. Okay, so that's just a brief glimpse about some of the features on Instagram. This can really be, you can really go into such depth about Instagram itself. But what you want to do, and there's tons of YouTube videos about it, but what you will want to do is, again, start with one of these features, one of these places, master that, then add another one, then add another one. You don't have to do them all at the same time. Just get comfortable with one, maintain consistency with one, then add another layer to it to complement what you've already started and mastered. So I hope that was as clear as mud, as they say. Uh,
I got a question. Can you reshare your screen? Because
sure.
I'm anticipating someone watching this asking at least two of the questions that I have. When
Okay.
you say creatives, what kind of business would you say? Is that just graphic designers? Is that um or graphic designing agency? What do you mean by creative, and why would a person go from a professional accountant to a creative?
Um, create. There's creative as far as Instagram is concerned, and creative as far as business is concerned. Creative, whenever you're talking about business, it would be graphic designers, it would be web designers, it would be um, people who are photographers and things of that nature. That's it. As far as business is concerned, that's what you would categorize a creative. As far as Instagram is concerned, a creative could be a person is who would do some of those things, who like to be creative with um their account. So you're heavy in graphics, you're heavy in editing, like you would say when people do those reels, and it's like dun, 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 and then it changes, and then they've changed their whole outfit, and it's they're ticking and they're doing all. Who has time for all that? But it's those people who want to be creative with the content that they're sharing. So that's why I'm kind of tell you to back off of that a little bit, because it's heavy in editing, and it's you will see it mostly with you will see it mostly with uh, influencers. So
Got
you
it.
so if it's so I would say if you're trying to do influencing uh, a business and affiliate marketing and all that other stuff, then yeah, you will want to go with a creative account. And then you'll see all of these other features in IGTV, in IG stories, in reels. They'll open up that bag.
Okay.
And actually, it'll overwhelm you. So I went back for that.
That's the at more even more advanced setting. So
Right.
speaking of settings, you called it a hamburger. I don't know what I call it. It's the three lines in the corner. Can you show where settings are? Yeah, there you go. So
Yeah.
so Jay, you can't do the red dot to like point to where you clicked on.
Yeah. Okay. So you're asking
Oh
me
yeah. Look,
to
I'm
like
asking you to pull
really
out all the stops.
okay. So um I am going to try to do
Oh,
this.
yep, you got the pencil.
Okay, I'm just going to do this.
Yes.
So here you click on settings, and then what you're going to do is like here, that's where you can start your journey about creating. Here on accounts, you can update your personal information. Some of the stuff that we were talking about regarding your captions right here. You can update that. Things that you've saved will be here. That goes into something else. But let's see, because they Instagram just did an update and no, I just did that, and I'm trying to find other stuff. Okay.
So like so like for those who have a personal account, if they want to change to business to unlock those basically those business features. I cannot for the life of me. Is it under account? I think it's
I think it's hold on.
Do you lose your followers if you do that? If you have a personal account and then go to a business account?
No, you don't. However, if you started off as personal, I would suggest you go through and scrub your account. And scrubbing your account means to go through your followers and people you're following and unfriend. And what I would say is like if you're personal and you have your mom, your cousins, and all those other people, it's great, but send them a private message and say, I have a new personal account. Can you move over here? And just convert this account, because what will happen is that will start affecting um, your engagement levels, and it would be hard to figure out like, okay, if you have 24 likes and 16 of those are your cousins, it's hard to be like, okay, so this is where, like, okay, how many people are converting? How many people am I reaching? How many people that gets to be a nightmare. So scrub your account and clean it up and then start a new, or just go ahead and just start a new account if you want to. Um, so what you were saying, Kina, um,
yeah, I just wanted to show uh pretty
I
much where the settings are. And I did find it how to change and it is under account at the very bottom.
That's accounts that I follow, block accounts. Oh, I'm glad that I'm here. Okay, so we do have people um, who are um, trolls, for basic for lack of a better way of saying it. So you have trolls. So how can you banish trolls and block accounts? You can look here and people who you need to restrict, people who you need to block. You can go there, and if you accidentally block someone, you can unblock them, you can mute accounts, things of that nature. So you can do that all under your account privacy. And for your reels, not reels, for your story, if you want to hide them from people, again, what I said before about saving it to your camera roll, archiving your stories, archiving your lives, you can do that there. I think it'll archive your live for 30 days. You can do that. You can allow people to share your stories. You can do that all from the account privacy area and stories. You can do the same thing with your posts. So go through there again first and make sure that you have everything that you want, everything that you want locked. Make sure that that's locked. I would not suggest to make your account private because you want people to see it. Your private account, your personal account, you can make it private, yes, so that you can figure out who you want to allow, to see your content. But for the most part, as a business, you want people to see your content. That's the whole point of it. So you don't want it to be a private account. Okay. So, and you were saying an account.
Right
Switch
there.
account type right
Yep.
here. So you can, right now I have my account set on creative. So here, if I wanted to change it to personal or business, I can do that. And just for kicks, what I was talking about with private accounts, if I'm going to do a story, so I'm just taking that picture, and here I can add all kinds of music to my creative account. And then you can see different options for my story. I'll have those as opposed to my business account. Some of these options may not be there. Okay?
Can you go live on both a business and a personal account? And can you do
Yes.
IGTVs on a personal and business account?
Yes, you can go live. All of these options are available on all three types of accounts. All of those, it's just the features inside of them may not be available on all types of accounts.
Awesome.
Awesome sauce. Well, that is all that I have, ladies. I know that was a quick crash course on Instagram, but hopefully once everyone sees this, they'll probably have more questions, and hopefully I can do a live Q&A and walk through things with you ladies.
Absolutely. I just want to point out though, as a business coach, I just want to remind people that you really need to know where your ideal client is hanging out. So before you take on something new, because Instagram is great, I love it. But if you've got limited time and your ideal client is not hanging out on Instagram, don't put a lot of your energy into that strategy. If your ideal client is part of that demographics, and this is why you research where your client is hanging out, or know your client, like you talked about, right? Know your client. If they are hanging out on Instagram, then that's where you're going to want to be. So look at this. And if you have, something that, you need to explore a little bit further, then you can reach out to Kina or Jay here. So thank you so much. That was awesome. I'm going to stop the recording.